Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're talking about the hottest comics releasing the first week of September 2022, September 7th, and I am really excited. The first week of every month is always usually my favorites because it's when most of the independence comics come out, so I'm going to be talking about quite a few of them this week because I am really hyped for some new ones, but also ones that are close to ending or are eventually ending. So I'm dying to know what you guys are picking up though. So first, like the video, subscribe, and comment down below what you're picking up. I'm dying to find out. Now, starting with my number 10, we're going to go with Boogeyman number 1. Now, this is a brand new Ablaze comic, and I really like horror comics, and this one really piqued my interest when I started reading the synopsis. This little young boy, Elliot, he is fascinated with boogeymen, creatures of the night, and it seems like something is going to happen to his parents, a very Bruce Wayne-esque, you must say. They're going to end up dying, and he's going to come face to face with an actual boogeyman, and Elliot's not too impressed. Like, he is terrified because he's going to be pitted up against the biggest boogeyman of all, Father Death. And it sounds like Father Death is trying to protect Elliot, but Elliot sees this as another way. And honestly, the art looks really, really great, and I've really been surprised by some of the Blaze books, so I'm really excited to give this one a chance and see what really happens to Elliot's destiny. In my number 9 spot, it's going to go to Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika number 12. This is the last issue, so I really just wanted to talk about how much I really enjoyed this run. I thought Sweet Paprika was very cute, funny, romance, it was just a little bit sexy. It was all the above, and I've really enjoyed it this whole way through. I'm dying to find out how Sweet Paprika's conclusion is going to come and wrap up to an end. Will she have her happy ending? Or will it be very sad? And according to the synopsis, we should definitely bring our tissues while reading this one because it could be a tearjerker. So I'm really excited to see how Sweet Pea removes her past and really embraces her future to be loved in the future, Alright, my number 8 spot, it's going to go to Once in Future number 29. Now, this is the penultimate issue. Number 30 will be the last one, so I really wanted to talk about Once in Future. I think Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora has done an amazing job on this boom run, and I think it's very underappreciated. It is a really great story. It deals with King Arthur and a lot of other famous tales around that era. And honestly, now that Arthur is back, Mary and Bridget have an incredible force to take down, and I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm incredibly scared for them because Arthur is incredibly strong. He has this incredible weapon. He has a sword and stone, and I'm just really scared to see how this will play out. Will one of our main characters die? Will we have that? Will it have plot armor? I'm not sure, but I'm really stoked to see how this all wraps up. I'm dying to know what happens with Duncan, and yeah, I just think great team, great story, and I'm kind of sad that it's ending. Number 7 spot is going to go to Punisher number 6. This is written by Jason Aaron and drawn by the amazing Jesus Saez as well as Paul Azaita. Now, they do an incredible job going in the future as well as the flashbacks, and I really, really enjoy that. In this issue, it looks like Punisher will be going up against Ares. Finally, Ares sees that Punisher, he used to be his idol, he used to be, his greatest achievement, and now Punisher's gone down a different route, and Ares doesn't like that. Ares wants Punisher back to being Punisher, and, it's going to be crazy to see what Frank Castle does with Ares, how he reacts to him, and woo, boy, this book just keeps ramping up, and I have really been enjoying it. I know a lot of people are just hating on it because of this Punisher symbol, but you know what? If you actually read it, I'm telling you, it's worth the read, and I'm just saying the symbol actually has a lot more meaning behind it, and I really enjoy what they've done with this character. In my number 6 spot, it's going to go to Alien number 1. Now, we're relaunching Alien, but we're still keeping Philip Kennedy Johnson, but we are getting a different artist, Julius Otaya. And gorgeous, gorgeous covers as well by Bardez. And I am Interested, excited, sad. I really liked the last Alien run. I know a lot of people didn't seem to enjoy the art for some reason, but I thought the art was incredibly cool and interesting. I thought there was a lot of detail, especially with the xenomorphs, but you know, we're getting a new artist. Hopefully more people would like this artist. But I really enjoyed that storyline, but I am interested to see what happens with this storyline. This storyline seems to be a big difference between synths and humans and what the synths are going to do with the humans. It looks like it's going to be all about man, machine, and xenomorph. So I'm interested to see where this goes, but like I said, the synopsis doesn't really incredibly pull me, especially because I got really attached to previous characters in the last one. But I am excited nonetheless because it is a brand new Alien comic. I mean, who isn't? In my number 5 spot is going to go to Shock Shop number 1. Now, this is a brand new Dark Horse book, and it's written by Cullen Bunn with 2 incredibly talented artists, in my opinion. Danny Lucklert, he did a book called Red Mother for Boom, incredible art, and Lila Lies, who did Last Book You'll Ever Read with Bunn as well on Vault. So, really incredible artists, and this one really piques my interest because not only is it another horror comic, I know, but this one is one of those comics where if you look at it one way, it's one story, but if you flip it the other way, it is a totally different story, and that's how those 2 artists are going to play off. So the first story deals with a haunted house, and to me, I love haunted houses. I think they're creepy as ever, and I love them. And then in the second story deals with a camping trip and how campers start to get murdered as they're out camping in the woods. So honestly, I'm really excited for this book. I think it sounds really fun and different as well. I love the flips of it. So it's a short mini-series, only out of 4, but I'm sure Bunn's going to do a great job. In my number 4 spot, it's going to go to Dark Knights of Steel, Tales from the Three Kingdoms. Now, this one, no, it's not an actual Dark Knights of Steel. It is a tie-in, but I've been loving Dark Knights of Steel, and it's been forever since we've gotten the last issue. So, I'm really excited for this, to dive more into this world, especially with House of the Dragon going on right now. I mean, this is DC's Game of Thrones. I'm loving it. So, we're going to get more of the past of all Bruce, Zalel, and Kal-El, and I think that's going to be incredibly interesting to see them younger and how that really intertwines with what's going on today. So I can't wait for this. There's also incredible covers, and I think it's just going to be a really fun ride. In my number 3 spot, it's going to go to All Out Avengers number 1. Now, I love a new Avengers book. That doesn't mean I don't like the Jason Aaron Avengers run. I'm just really excited for another Avengers book. I love team-up books. I think they're incredibly fun. And this one has Derek Landy as the writer and the amazing Greg Land doing the art. I mean, how great is that? It just seems like this is going to have alien attacks, missing piece wormhole tech, and a city warped into disaster. And it also seems like Captain Marvel is looking at the Avengers with a murderous intent, which sounds incredibly interesting to me because Captain Marvel in the MCU is just known as big powerhouse, and now we're going to see her as this murderer. So I really like that. I think that's going to be really fun, and I hope the art is as great as Greg Land always is. In my number 2 spot, it's going to go to Batman 127. How are you loving this Chip Zdarsky Batman run as much as I am? Because I have been having a blast with this. I think Failsafe is a really cool character. I love his Batman. I think his Batman balances out Batman and Bruce Wayne incredibly well, which is like my favorite part of any Batman comic. So I absolutely love that. And I'm just dying to know what's the shocking conclusion to the Catwoman story that I'm hearing about. Because most of the time, I don't really like the back issues of the DC books. I'm paying $1 more for these backstories that I don't like. However, I've really been liking this Chip Zdarsky Catwoman as well. So dying to know how that ends. And I'm really, really excited to see how Batman is able to take down Failsafe. Now, before I get to my number 1, I do have a few honorable mentions. Batman Beyond, Neo Year number 6. So he will be getting a new costume in this, as well as the new cover. Should be pretty interesting. Batman Dear Detective number 1. If you love Lee Bermejo's art and didn't get to pick up all of his Detective Comics run, I highly recommend picking this up. Amazing art, incredibly huge prestige panels, and it just looks really, really gorgeous when you flip through it. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths number 4. Really excited to see how this event keeps going. Dead Lucky number 2. I thought this is a great addition to the Radiant Black universe. I'm excited to read more. Erratic Recharged. This AWA property done by Cray Andrews is really fun, especially it's a different take on like a Spider-Man-esque character, but only if he could be Spider-Man for a very, very short amount of time during the day. So, really fun comic. Flashpoint Beyond number 5, my bad. We finally know who the Clockwork Killer is, so I'm dying to know more about this and how it officially gets revealed. Ghost Rider number 6. I've been loving this Ghost Rider run. I think it's a great tale. It's very spooky, but yet very much Ghost Rider. Immortal X-Men number 6, an Axe tie-in if you're collecting those. Moon Knight number 15, Jed McKay doing a stellar job. New Champion of Shazam number 2. I've really been liking this comic, so I can't wait. Poison Ivy number 4. I mean, the covers on these are just incredible. It's so hard not to double dip. She-Hulk number 6. If you're really liking the current She-Hulk series, I highly recommend picking up this comic. I think this comic really balances out the TV show as well as the modern day She-Hulk, so I highly recommend picking up this run. Spider-Man 2099 Exodus Omega, the last of the Spider-Man 2099 series, and that should be an interesting way to end it. In my number 1 spot is going to go to none other than Twig, number 5. Now, Twig to me has been one of my favorite comics this year. Not only do I absolutely love Scotty Young's writing in this, I love the additional characters, I love Twig, I love Splat, and Kyle Straham's art to me in this book has been unreal. As I'm reading every single page, every single chapter, I fully indulge in this art. I think it is some of the best art I've seen in a comic almost ever. Like, I absolutely am amazed by the three-dimensional, the textures, the backgrounds, the world, the lore. Everything in this art is absolutely incredible to me, and I just find it so unique and different from everything else that's come out right now. And it pulls on my heartstrings, it makes me love these characters, and I really, really love this comic. I hope the conclusion is just as good as the rest of the comic has been. I hope Twig and Splat can finally come to an end to their quest and save the day. If not, they're gonna die trying. I know it. They don't care. They will do anything for their world, and I find that so magical and such a great quest storyline. And honestly, I can't thank Scotty Young and Kyle Strahan enough of making this comic, because I think this comic is hands down a great seller to everyone. So, that's going to be it for my top 10 this week. I'm dying to know what you're picking up, and I hope you go to your local comic shop this Wednesday, September 7th, 2022, to pick up all these comics and many, many more. Have a great day.